Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I hope you've been finding helpful health content here to empower you to take charge of your health. So today is Valentine's Day, and I want to say happy Valentine's Day to as many as take time to celebrate that. And I also thought it's a good time to talk about some health related issues that come with the love life, as the case may be. So, today, many people are going to have different types of expressions of love, probably new hookups and all of that. But what I just want to speak to you about is still paying attention to your health, regardless of in as you practice your love life, your relationships, and sex. Please pay attention to your health. One thing we need to be aware of are sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, we need to remember that when you have sexual intercourse with somebody, there is an exchange of body fluids. And if there is an existing infection in that person, there is a tendency that they will be able to transmit to you. And the list is wide, but just to mention a few is to know that HIV can be transmitted through sex, hepatitis can be transmitted, as well as, people can develop what we call pelvic inflammatory diseases, which is a disease that affects the reproductive organs of a woman. And a man could also have what we call urethritis, which is an inflammation of where he pees from. Okay, sometimes people who have developed what we call gonococcal urethritis can later, if not properly treated, can later on have things like strictures. Women can actually have blockages of their fallopian tubes when some pelvic inflammatory diseases are not properly treated, and so much more. So, how do you protect yourself? The truth is, we say it's as simple as ABC. A is abstinence, right? Abstinence, I mean, you can't get sexually transmitted diseases if you don't have sex. So where you are able to do that, that is an option. But then if you are in a relationship, and you express your love to your partner through sex, then you want to be faithful to that partner. Now, you don't want to have multiple sexual partners, which can also put you at increased risks of infections. And also in women, this could be and could increase your risk of actually developing cervical cancer. Okay, multiple sexual partners. Now, if you are being faithful, you want to also be sure that your partner is also faithful to you. That's really important. It's important that if you are committing your body to somebody, it should be somebody that you can actually trust, that you can trust with your life. Because when you are having sexual intercourse with somebody, you are actually trusting them with your life, right? Because should you pick up an infection that affects your overall health, and then that means you've entrusted the person with that responsibility, and you want to really know what is the status of this person when it comes to certain infections. Ask questions, get verifications, okay? And C, we say use condoms, right? Okay, so that's a barrier method of preventing transmission of infections. Okay, so that's something great to think about. We There is a D which has to do with drugs. If you are exposed to a sexually transmitted infection, you might need to be on some medications, and you may want to speak to your doctor about this so that they can guide you. All right. So another thing that can be an issue are unwanted pregnancies. So I have seen quite a number of people who had unplanned, unwanted pregnancies, and it became quite devastating to them. And if you do live in countries like Nigeria where abortion is not legal, you may also find yourself in a bit of a difficult situation, right? And unfortunately, people end up getting themselves up with quacks, and they have terminations of pregnancy that puts them at greater risk, causing infections, profuse bleeding, and much more. So it is important to protect yourself from unwanted pregnancy. Ask yourself, what are the likely outcomes, all right? And if you must, then you want to also consider safe contraception, okay? You want to think of ways of preventing pregnancy. You probably want to talk to your doctor to give you options of ways you can prevent pregnancy while having sex, okay? So that's important. So another thing I want to talk about really is just be ensuring that you are in a relationship that you are actually safe in. Many times people have been in relationships that tend to belittle who they are. They do not have a voice. And oftentimes we see people coming down with things like depression, anxiety, and when you ask questions around their relationship, you see that they are unvalued in their relationship, right? They do not feel safe in their relationship. Sometimes some are even facing what you call intimate partner violence, right? Some are being beaten up or emotionally abused and all that. And I just want to say that there is really no point for you to be in a space that continues to demean you, that continues to weaken your mental health. Your self esteem is important. And if you find yourself in such a place, you may also want to reach out to your healthcare provider. You may need support to help you to really appreciate yourself and value yourself and not continually put yourself in that space, okay? So I hope that as you go about Valentine's Day, you remember to prioritize your health. Take charge of your health and prevent things that you can definitely prevent because you do not want a bigger problem on your head. Thank you very much for watching. If you have questions, please go ahead and drop. We'll be glad to share answers with you. And if you would want to talk a bit more, would also be glad to have that conversation. Thank you and have a great day.